What's up, fellow speed demons? Welcome back to the Forza Motorsport Endurance Tour with the Daytona prototypes. We're back today for WeatherTech Laguna Seca Raceway. Hopefully we will finish much better than we did at Daytona, even though we got second place, which still isn't bad. But you know, it's not first. I wanted first place. So as per usual, I'm gonna hit that practice and then we're gonna go to the events and get right to it. So let me get a feel for the car. We'll dive right in. But also, I'm in a mood today because Rennsport came out and like I'd heard the skepticism with Rennsport, you know, but I was like, you know what? Let me be fucking positive about this. Let me give it a chance, you know? So I pre-ordered the $80 deluxe edition. So, you know, you get 3-day early access, you get the first two like DLC packs included. You get some of their in-game currency also included, and then you get to play the game, right? So tell me how. And I don't understand why my stupid ass Stream Deck is being also fucking dumb, not working properly. It hasn't been working properly for like weeks now. It's stupid. But tell me how the game drops on console, right? And mind you, it was free to play. It was free to play since like 2022, 2023, right? It just had beta testing. It's had esports shits with it. Tell me how this game was free to play for 3 years, then charged money for console and PC, right? It drops on console, recognizes my steering wheel. I get on track. I can only go straight. Can't steer. Nothing. So I'm like, you know what? Let me wait about 24 hours, see if they update a patch, because clearly I'm not the only one having issues. And I'm not. Anybody with any type of wheel on console, 9 out of 10 times, can't fucking steer. Or there's something else wrong with it. Or it's not recognizing their pedals. There's no fixes. There's nothing. Nothing. The game isn't even officially out yet. But it's been in development for years. How do you fuck that up? I don't understand. And like, I don't like to be negative about this shit. But holy fuck, I don't understand how that shit happens, and nobody caught that. Was it not tested on console at all? And then on top of that, like, they have liveries you can buy with real money. So at this point, it just feels like the game was a cash grab to see how stupid they think sim racers are. And I wanted to have faith, and I did. I did. I tried telling myself several times yesterday, because I was out with Steph for her birthday yesterday. I was like, you know what, let me be patient. Let me wait a few days, maybe even give it a full month, see how the game turns out. But the more negativity I see from it, and the more I saw that there was just no fix yet for the game on wheel, I was like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to wait. It's stupid. It shouldn't be like this in the first place. It's inexcusable. Especially because I wanted to make content on the game today. Like, this is, I'm off for a whole week, but I only have maybe 2 free days this entire week. 'Cause it's a busy week. You know, it's Steph's birthday week. We got a lot of plans with friends and family. Oh God, pisses me off. And then don't even get me started on the Crew Motorfest right now with their multiplayer grand races. Update's been out almost an entire week. And the multiplayer is broken. So you can't rake up at all. Because every time you finish a grand race, it crashes. That hasn't been patched. And it probably won't be patched till tomorrow. So. Oh, God, I'm angry. I'm fucking angry. You'll probably hear about me talk about it in several different videos. Because I'm going to try to record several different videos today. So. Anyways, I'm going to practice. I'll see you all on the starting grid. All right, so we're here. We're on the grid. Projected to finish first. That's not bad. I've learned a slightly new racing technique that a buddy of mine taught me or told me about during a previous Le Mans Ultimate race. And it was don't break into a corner. Instead, just get to where you need to be and coast through and like start steering into the corner off the brake. And it has actually helped me quite a bit, like gain a little extra lap times, some extra tenths and hundredths on lap times. So that's super helpful. So that's definitely a skill that I'm going to be implementing throughout the course of this race. As per usual, I don't claim to be a pro at these kind of games. I just do this for the love of sim racing. I am by no means very good at this game at all. Like I said, I like sim racing. I want to be better at it, and I keep doing what I can to try to be better at these types of games. So, you know, it is what it is. I think, should I go? I'm gonna go hards, right? Maybe. Oh God. We got 27 laps. No. We're gonna stick with mediums. It's fine. So yeah. Anyways, starting off 12th place. If you guys enjoy this content, please, it would help me out a bunch if you guys gave it a thumbs up and you hit that subscribe button. I'm actually trying to get to 150 subscribers now. We're currently at 128, which is super fucking cool. So thank you guys so much for all of your love and support. In this type of thing, I didn't think that I would be able to grow quite as quickly as I have in sim racing. I've had this channel for about a year now. Once I decided to consolidate all of my genres into their specific niches and stuff like that I enjoy. I'm also still trying to watch my my cursing and stuff like that. So be patient with me on that as I try to differentiate that between my real life and gaming life, because I will absolutely curse like a sailor on like racing gameplay, or I'm sorry, horror game let's plays, which if you guys didn't know, I do have a horror channel. You can find a link to it down below in the description. I also have a variety channel where I play a bunch of different things like Assassin's Creed, Monster Hunter Wilds, and so much more, although I truthfully haven't touched Monster Hunter in a while, because I kind of became just like focused on games like this. Okay, you can eat my poo-poo. But yeah, so I'm trying to watch my cursing, trying to not be bad at stuff. Also, I am interested in hosting my own Daytona 500 race on this game, because there is, you know, stock car racing in this game, and I had kind of a blast with it when I played with my buddies a few weeks ago. We did an oval race at Eagle Rock, which there's also a video on, so, you know, check that out if you want. I might get a penalty for that. Wow, no penalty. Thanks for being very forgiving. I appreciate that, because usually you're on my booty hole. It's always long way. Longway is actually a buddy of mine from an old job I used to have. Okay, brother. You were you were so like good at Daytona, and all of a sudden you're driving like poop. That's okay, I'll pass you on the straight. Get out of here. Get out of here, nerd. I'm pretty sure I haven't touched the difficulty either. I'm pretty sure it's still on 5. And if I'm wrong, I might be wrong. Ooh, I think well, no. I don't know. I don't know if it changed because of that custom Le Petit Lemon that I did a few weeks ago as well. I may have just never changed it back. So again, that could also be 100% on me. But I'm like 90% sure that this is still on difficulty 5, and if it's not, I'm gonna look really stupid. Also, I apologize for going off on that rant earlier at the start of the video about Rennsport, or as I heard it pronounced Rennsport constantly by another like review channel that I watch. I want to say it was Overtake GG, but I could be wrong. But like, dog, I don't know. I find it so hard to excuse that type of business practice from gaming companies, especially nowadays when like a lot of us players are so used to getting screwed over when we buy new games. Like, it's hard to be excited for new games when we're constantly anticipating them being absolute dog water on release. Because like, take Project Motor Racing for instance. I'm very much looking forward to Project Motor Racing, and I'm hoping with every fiber of my being that it is a fantastic racing sim that can garner, you know, a competitive community and a community that lasts for a while. Because that's what I want. I want to be able to have a racing sim that's a lot of fun, that doesn't feel kind of frustrating at times like Le Mans Ultimate does, and isn't boring. Because I'm gonna be so real, I love Le Mans Ultimate, but the lack of diversity in online racing events when I'm not paying for their subscription model is very frustrating. Especially if it's like a mixture of cars and tracks that I just don't feel like doing. And don't get me wrong, I like doing endurance races. And like, they're the primary focus of like a lot of my time that I like to spend online. But also, like, if I know I don't really have time for a race, but I don't necessarily want to spend time in a lobby doing like an LMP2 race in Le Mans Ultimate, because they're just really challenging to control and frustrating at times when you can't get the hang of them. But Project Motor Racing, you know, there is no subscription model. It is everything is available to you out of the box, as they've described it, which I think is great. It seems to be a lot of diversity in car classes and tracks and competitions, which is going to be great, and I'm very excited for it, and I hope it is truly fantastic the way that we hope it is. But you know, there's a lot of skepticism right now about how the game's actually going to perform on release. And if any of you caught my video that I recently just did about Project Motor Racing, there are still concerns about the AI for the single player mode, which is one of its highly advertised features, you know? Something that a lot of people are actually quite excited for, but aren't thrilled about the fact that the AI for that mode is apparently not doing great. So it's like, a lot of people are very concerned about whether or not we're going to get screwed when it releases. And as somebody, when I stated in the video too, like, I'm going to be online most of the time, so it doesn't really affect me too much. I'll still play some of the career mode to give you guys an idea of what it's like, because there will be some special content on it on the 21st of November. But yeah, I'm gonna spend most of my time in multiplayer, so if the single player is doo-doo, then that's gonna be very unfortunate. But you know, we need devs of games of all types to understand that we don't want products that aren't finished on release. We want products that are ready to go when we purchase them out of the box. It's what we deserve as gamers and all that jazz. and we will not continue to tolerate, you know, bare bones effort in games that you make us super excited for. And that's a big part of what it looks like Rennsport was half-baked effort, with absolutely no payoff whatsoever, but instead just kind of like a cash grab, a scheme to get our money. And that's not okay. You know? Like, the game, from the video, I watched another YouTuber today. He gave it a try. Like, he really tried, and I could tell by his reaction that he was trying so hard to find something positive about the game, because he looks like he was a gentleman who didn't like to be negative, and he even apologized profusely for it multiple times in the video. He was like, you know, I really don't like to be negative. I don't want to sound like a butthole, but, like, I can't find anything about this game that I like, and it's garbage. It has 12 tracks on release, and as I mentioned earlier, this game's been in development for like several years now. How are you gonna have 12 tracks in a game that you've been working on for 3 years? The car roster is incredibly minimal. I think it looked like there were less than 20 cars available to race in. Like, the diversity in the classes and the divisions was not great. It was just, it was so frustrating. The sounds of the cars were inaccurate and also not great, and that's something that I know a lot of sim racers care about too, is accurate engine sounds. And why wouldn't you? You know, why wouldn't you care about a car that you're racing in a video game sounding good? Because that is very important. And luckily, like, with everything I've seen from Project Motor Racing, the cars sound incredible. Like, in the cockpit of the vehicles that I've seen get raced in, the cars sound fantastic. They sound very diverse. They sound well fleshed out, and I'm very much appreciative of that. So that's something I'm looking forward to. But again, I still would like the single player to be at least somewhat decent for those who are really looking forward to it. But I really hope that the multiplayer model and the way that the cars feel and handle is definitely perfected. Even if it's just a couple days after launch, you know, that's fine too. I personally don't mind if it takes a couple days after launch for, like, car handling to be perfected in the game. Also, I think I got the handling, or the handle on this that technique that one of my buddies told me about, because I feel like I'm rocketing this car around the track. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go one more, because I can push these tires for one more lap, and I'll be fine. But yeah, my whole point being is we as gamers and especially sim racers, we're tired of being screwed and played for fools when it comes to games that we're excited for or that we really, really want. And I really, really hope that companies will learn a lesson, even if they have to learn the hard way. You know, I don't necessarily like wishing that on somebody, but at the end of the day, dude, if you've got an evil business practice where you don't really care about the product that you're trying to sell to people and you're just trying to make like a few quick bucks or whatever, you know, then maybe you just shouldn't be in a position to produce games, and maybe your studio doesn't deserve to be successful, which is just shame, because there's also a lot of talented people that work on games and who deserve recognition and who deserve to be appreciated and all that jazz. So I don't know, maybe I'm rambling, maybe I know nothing about anything, but I don't like it. I don't like shady practices. So honestly, there is a part of me that's kind of interested in looking into like Automobilista 2 or Race Room, because apparently they've had some really good updates lately. And if PMR flops, as disappointed as I'm going to be, I very well just may look into that game, you know? So who knows? Because I really do, I need a little more variety with my sim racing. That being said though, if you are interested in picking up Project Motor Racing and you have yet to purchase it, I am a partner with the Giants Partner Program. And basically what that means is I have a code and I have an affiliate link. And if you use my code to purchase the game, it actually helps your boy out a lot, because it helps kind of move me up through the ranks.
Time penalty is 0.5 seconds.
Fuck off. It helps move me up through the ranks of their system, and it helps me get some really nice rewards and stuff. And in getting those rewards, I then have the opportunity to be able to give back to you guys as well. And so if you guys are thinking of buying the game, it would mean the world to me if you guys would consider clicking my code down below and using it to make your purchase. You should also in the future be able to use that code or that link to purchase things like DLCs and whatnot. But as somebody who's very passionate about sim racing and really wants to kind of get a name for themselves with companies like that, and in sim racing communities, it would be super helpful to be able to kind of have them see like, oh hey, you know, he's got people who believe in him, and he's passionate about our game, and he's in the long run technically helping them out too, you know, because they're making money. And like from my own personal like heart, I do wish that it would give you guys a discount if you use the code. It doesn't, and that's not a me choice, that's a them choice. I don't really understand why that was done that way, but it is what it is. Because it doesn't really, in my personal opinion, it doesn't really incentivize anybody to want to use a creator's code. If they're not going to get a discount on the purchase for it, like even if it was just like 10%, you know, 10% is not a bad deal when you're purchasing something. So that's just me. What do I know? But yeah, I don't know. All I would ask is that if you are considering buying the game and you appreciate what I do, or you like me as a person, and you like the content that I put out, it would mean the world to me if you guys would consider just using my code to purchase the game for yourself. Because like I said, it helps me out, and then if I get helped out, I'm able to help you guys out later on down the road, hopefully with some really sweet deals. So thanks in advance, and if you don't feel bad about it, because I'm not going to be mad about it. I know I've said this in previous videos, but I really hope that they do bring the Viper to either LMU or Project Motor Racing, because I think the Viper is a really sick GT3 car. I know Gran Turismo 7 has it, and I feel like it's probably a lot of fun to drive, so. Also, I have to say, the level of detail in Forza Motorsport on their tracks and environments, I think is so well done. And I think that's one thing that Forza does really well, is the level of detail. Even if people aren't a fan of how the game plays or the racing physics, which I also don't think are that bad. Like, I've definitely had worse. But yeah, track detail is fantastic, and I'm very much hoping that Project Motor Racing also has this level of detail on full release, because I've seen, you know, the pre-release footage, and it doesn't look as vibrant as this. It doesn't look bad by any means, but there's just something about Forza Motorsport that is just so well done, and I really, really like it. It is very visually appealing. Like, truthfully, I don't really like Le Mans Ultimate's on-track graphics, and I don't have a terrible compute, you know? I've got a decently up-to-date AMD motherboard or CPU. I've got a 3060, which, you know, I know it's not the best, but it's also not the worst graphics card that you could have in terms of hardware. So I just want a pretty racing game. I love pretty racing games. Okay. Really? If I get penalized for that, I'm gonna be really upset.
Time penalty is
Are you kidding me? I didn't do anything. I got slammed into. That is horse. Horse. Like, that's not me. Thank you. That's the stupid AI. Oh my god, that was annoying. Yeah, that is one thing too, though. Forza's AI also sucks. They're not great. which is crazy because I thought that Forza initially used like a drive-atar system where it analyzes how like people on your friends list drives and then imitates their driving styles in offline races and stuff like that. I don't know if/when Forza abandoned that system, but if it's not being used in this game, I think that's lame because clearly the current AI is not that great. I actually think that AI performed better in previous titles. I think they still use it for Horizon, but I don't think they used it for this motorsport title. Because I know these tires aren't going to last to the end of the race. I'm going to do it. I'm going to hit the pits. And I'm going to switch to softs. Skip. Skip. Fuel. I should be fine. All right. Let's see how this goes. This may not have been a good idea, but c'est la vie. I'm still on first. Hell yeah! Penalty?
Time penalty is 0.5 seconds.
Oh my lord. I feel like I get a time penalty if another car goes like off track. Which is not my fault if they turn into me.
Time penalty is 0.5 seconds.
See, here's the thing. Here, we're gonna talk about this really quickly, because if you watch, I'm going past this man, right? I'm past this car by the time I start braking into that corner. We're like this, okay? This is me, this is him. At that point, if I'm in the inside line and he turns into me, that's not my fault. I'm just saying. But because you're dumb and you don't know how to drive, like, correct me if I'm wrong. And like, luckily again, this is just like, these are AI racers. So it's not 100% my fault. For some of the stuff that this AI does. But I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure that, like, that's not my fault. That was a bad turn, so that was my fault. Oh my god, dude. Those Corvettes are struggling. Even that Ferrari was struggling. Everybody's tires are starting to go. I don't know if the AI is just too dumb to pit. What, but almost there. Come on, baby. Also, if I had any incomplete thoughts at any point during this this video, let me know, because I'm pretty good at like talking and then completely forgetting what I'm saying. Also, I have to say, dude, this Corvette is a monster, bro. Like, I have my last YouTube video on it is titled the same, but like, I don't know, there's something about this car that is just, oh my god, it's really good. It feels quick. It feels powerful. I don't know why they don't use this car, I guess. If somebody else knows, let me know.
3 more.
Like, I know it's a quote-unquote Daytona prototype, so that could be why. So maybe this is only an American thing, but this car, dude, oh man, she feels great, at least in this game. I also think it's funny because the last time I was on this course in the Porsche, I did terribly. And like now this is kind of like my redemption for this track. All right, last lap. About to get on it.
Final lap.
Nice. Yeah, that felt great, man. That felt like a good race. Sure, I had to rewind a couple times because of the stupid AI, but you know.
Great work.
Live and let die, I guess. Dang. There's a big gap between me and second place. I'm gonna have to look at the difficulty of the AI because I feel like there's no way. There's no way that this is difficulty 5 AI. 5 out of 8, mind you. Okay. 91,000 credits. Woo! All right. So I'm going to view the replay. I'm going to double check the AI the next time that I do this. And I will confirm with you guys later on whether or not the AI was where it needed to be. I promise I will not. I won't toot my own horn. I won't be like, oh no, I'm just like, no. If I made an oopsie, I'll tell you about my oopsie. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all very, very much. Like I asked you guys earlier, if you are enjoying the content that I'm putting out in terms of this and others, please, please, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, tell your friends, come hang out with me on Twitch. I'm trying to hit 150 subscribers on this channel. That is the next goal. I know I'm not a professional, but hopefully I make this somewhat entertaining for you guys. And thank you to those of you who are here and who are supporting me and just chatting with me, even if it's through brief little comments. I appreciate you guys so much. Come hang out with me on Twitch. I stream games like this and many others live at twitch.tv/KillTheHorizon. You can find the link down below in the description for that, as well as the links to my other two channels, my horror channel and variety channel. And of course, all my socials are down there as well. So other than that, please be good to each other, and I will see you guys at Watkins Glen for the final race in the Daytona Prototype Endurance Series in Forza Motorsport.